Welcome to another week of the GOM TV Classic. My name is Nick Plott, and with me is Lil Susie. How you doing, Susie?
I'm doing pretty good, Nick. As you guys know, this is the last broadcasted day of the round of 64, which means after this we will have a set bracket for you guys. You guys can go ahead and look it up on gomtv.net, and we'll see who the best player is out of the last 32 who are remaining in our tournament.
Yeah, we started out with a lot of players down here.
It was
it's
like
kind
180
Yeah,
or something
180
like that?
with, 256 slots total. Of course, seeding the better players later on in the tournament. But, yeah, it's unbelievable that we're now this far along. We're kind of at a halfway point, so to speak.
Something like that,
yeah. I can't wait to see, as we get closer and closer each week, who the winner is going to be in, the largest tournament in Korea with the largest prize pool. I just can't wait.
Me neither. And you know what? All right, well, let's get started. Today, we have a great lineup. We have no mirror matches today, which is kind of nice. All right, the first set we have here is Zeos versus Tempest. You guys might have seen in the introduction, Zeos and Tempest are sitting in there. They're chatting it away in the game. They're both in the game. Next one is Kanata and Two Sky. Gujilla, or otherwise known as Cal, he's playing Dark Elf. And we have last game, Jaedong versus Hero.
Yeah, Jaedong is going to be playing here at GOM TV again today. Now, I'm sure most of you know who Jaedong is, unless maybe you're new to GOM TV. If you are new, welcome. Jaedong is the player who won the last GOM TV Classic, defeating Flash in the finals.
3-0,
yeah, 3-0.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think I could have asked for a better two players to have in the finals there. I think he kind of surprised a lot of us. I think a lot of people thought Flash was going to win that, and instead Jaedong just manhandled Flash. So very exciting games, and we're going to see a little bit of him today. I'm really curious to see if he's gotten even better than he was last time, or if he's still as good as he was before.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that.
So our first matchup, Zeos and Tempest. Zeos, or a lot of the Koreans pronounce it Jelos, is really a very strong, very famous player. He's been around for a long time. He's very accomplished, and he's certainly one of these players that, he's been in slumps, he's been in his peaks.
Yeah, he's been up and down. I mean, he's won the Olympus Star League 2004, and he's also won WCG Grand Finals in 2004. That seemed to be his year. But, I mean, he's still on the scene. He's been up and down. He was at BlizzCon this year. Oh, actually, he's been at BlizzCon every single one, 05, 07, and 08.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're a big fan of him. The Blizzard people really like Zeos.
Yeah, they do.
And there's good reason for that. He's a very significant player. I know he has a lot of female fans in his fan club. And he's also
a lot of male fans, too.
Yeah, he has a lot of everything. And he also is pretty good at singing, actually. We go to the Norebang together.
Really?
Him and me, and sometimes Dark Elf.
That's kind of amusing. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but I mean, everyone knows Zelos to be like this stoic, poker-faced guy.
Yeah.
And for you to tell me that he's a lot of fun.
He's not like that at all when he's not on the camera.
That's
actually.
what I hear.
It's pretty funny.
All right.
The Tempest, you probably don't know him as well. Tempest is a Protoss player from the team KTF. He's certainly good if he's managed to get this far in the tournament. He was seated at the 128 marker spot. So now he's here at the 64 place one. He has knocked some players out of his way. But I think it's going to be tough for him to defeat Zeos.
He's actually pretty ranked high. He's at 55, according to Kespa's ranking. And, I guess I can go ahead and give you a little bit of what I know about Tempest. Oh, we don't have it. We have two screens. So there's one with the Korean casters and one with us, and they're actually giving us the breakdown of what teams has the most amount of players. Which, you know what, later on in between, I'll try to get that list for you and let you guys know who's actually left in this tournament and what the breakdown is depending on the teams.
Now, on that thought, though, we had a lot of very significant players who got knocked out very early in the tournament. Shuttle, the player who got fourth, eliminated right away.
Go Rush.
Go Rush
got eliminated the first time he was
who
out
else
here.
did we lose? Firebat Hero lost last week.
We
to
lost
Bogus.
July last week.
Yeah, July.
We lost Into the Rainbow, who was doing really well in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, I don't know.
The Beyonce curse came back to get him.
Yes, it did. He went home and listened to Beyonce. That's what he did.
I think, I don't know what to say. We've lost a lot of good players. There are, of course, still a lot of good players left in the tournament.
We lost Boxer.
Well, yeah, we lost Boxer. The guy who's been going Valkyries a lot lately.
Yes.
But I think we do still have some very exciting players left in here.
We do. All right, so here is the end. We're coming to a conclusion of the round of 64. As you guys can see on this chart in Korean. If you don't know how to read Korean, you should learn, because it's a very easy language to learn.
The Hangul's not that hard, actually.
Actually, it's funny. I guess you guys don't know this, but Nick is quite versed in the Korean language.
I'm okay. Susie's definitely better than me. That's why you're here.
All right. So, as you can see, most of the brackets have been filled out. We are just waiting on today's. Actually, I could give you the lineup, but it would be a lot.
Well, do we see any significant people we want to just throw out there?
Well, there's Stork is going to be versus Kiki. We have...
There's Jangbi versus Berserker, also known as Iris.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do we have?
We have Frosian versus Pepe.
Savior versus Free.
Quanro versus Effort. Oh, did you know? I just wanted to let you guys know, Quanro just recently changed his name. According to his coach, he was told he needs to be now called For High Tech.
His coach made him change his name?
Yeah, that's what our... what's her name? The lady in the back. The one who gives us all of our stuff.
Information.
Yes. She was just like, oh, by the way, he's not Quanro anymore. He's For High Tech.
It's going to mess me up when I cast. It was hard enough when Berserker changed, or Iris changed his name to Berserker.
The free pretty thing is still messing me up, so...
All right, well, I want to bring something up, and it's about the Star League Finals. And if you don't want any spoilers, just cover your ears for the next minute.
Okay.
Stork won. He didn't get second, which is just... blows my mind.
You ruined it for me. No, I'm kidding. I was there. I got to watch it. I actually got to congratulate Stork after the entire thing was over. And, man, that boy looked happy. That boy was so happy.
For those of you who aren't really familiar with who that player is or why it's so significant that he won, he was this guy who kept getting second place. They're running out of silver in Korea to make medals for this guy.
If there was a Silver Mouse Award, he would have won it several times over.
Yeah. He was always getting second place. So the fact that he finally managed to get first against Fantasy, this player who's basically revolutionizing Terran versus Zerg.
They call him the new boxer.
Yeah, I'm really starting to think so. His build orders are very sexy. He's a very impressive player, and he kind of came out of nowhere, so to speak. I mean, he was actually around for a while, but he wasn't kicking ass like he was recently.
He would have been a Royal Roader. If you guys don't know what that is, that's when a player who has entered the Star League for the first time actually makes it all the way to the end in finals and wins it. So they call them, if he won that, it would have been the winner of the Royal Road. But yesterday was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Media was having a field day with that one.
I did not get to go to the OSL finals, but I did get to sit back at home with a beer and watch it. And man, that was just so exciting. I was on MSN with a bunch of my buddies just talking about the games as I was watching. It was pretty cool. Okay, do we have the map lineup?
I do believe we are using the same maps. Oh, there we go. Today's matchups on Chupungnyong, Destination, and Neo Requiem. It's the same three maps that we've been seeing all of round of 64. So, as we said, there you go. This is going to be Zeos versus Tempest, Kanata versus Two Sky, Gujilla or Cal. Oh, there it is in English. Versus Night Elf Dark Elf, and Jaedong versus Hero. Why did I say Night Elf?
There are no Night Elves here. That's okay. I've made those kind of mistakes before. Now, I've been playing on these maps a little bit more, and I really am starting to like Destination. I will admit I was a bit intimidated by the map at first. The architecture of it's very weird, but there's a lot of cool stuff you can do on it. And I think it's also just a very exciting map, especially for Terran versus Terran. I've been watching Artosis. He's been coming over to my house every day, playing iCup. We share an account right now. And I've been watching him do Terran versus Terran on that. Man, that's a really wild wild map for Terran versus Terran.
All right,
I'm
actually warming up to Chupungnyong. I mean, it was up on their, they used it twice yesterday for the finals, and like when it comes out, I'm just like, ooh, I know what he can do on this. Like, I actually recognize things. It was really nice.
I think the new maps actually that came out with are really good. Medusa, I have not gotten to play on as much. Fortunately, we don't have that on here today, but it's a pretty interesting map. I think we're going to get this. Are we going to introduce the players now?
Yes, we are. So, well, we have... Okay, I think we're cutting to him. There we go. Here is Zeos. He has been seeded to the round of 632. Let's see here. Here's his ranking. There's his win-loss rate, 370 wins to 258 losses. Here's his nickname known as the Perfect Terran.
What
makes him perfect?
Well, at the time when he got that nickname, he just wasn't really making any mistakes. He was also pretty well known for doing tornado pushes. That's or it's also called hurricane pushes, where he used a lot of vultures and a small amount of tanks. Very strong timing push. Also very difficult for the Protoss to retreat from.
All right, well, you know, we've been saying that he's... Oh, well, let's introduce Tempest as his picture's up on the thing. Here is Tempest, as you guys can see here. Season 1, he lost out in the round of 128. Here in Season 2, here he is versus Zeos in the round of 64. So we'll see if he can make it past this point. His win rate is 55. He lost 41. His ranking is 55. So, I mean, he's just a... He's not like the player that you're like, oh, wow, you know, there's a superstar. But he's not bad either.
Yeah, he's kind of in the middle. That's probably a good way to put it. He's certainly very talented. To even be ranked 55 in Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, Korea is so competitive with StarCraft. Do you know how many pro gamers there are total in Korea off the top of your head? Just like an amount? Like an
the
average?
Ones who are actually broadcasted? Or, no,
just like the ones that are on teams in general.
Ooh, see, that's even hard because there's teams. Then there's like the Team A roster, then there's Team B roster, and then there's practice partner roster. So really, I have not a clue.
Several hundred.
There's a lot of pro gamers.
There's a lot of pro gamers. A lot
you know
of people
what's funny though?
Very
many of you guys may have heard of something called Courage, which is basically like a tryout. How would you explain Courage?
Okay, basically it's like this. If you want to become a pro gamer in Korea, there's a special tournament every single month that goes on called Courage, and it's a huge tournament that actually very hard to get signed up for.
That's what I wanted to say.
If you win that, you can get a pro gamer license. If you get a pro gamer license, then you can compete as a pro gamer, and that's how most pro gamers end up getting their licenses. There are a few exceptions where they just will automatically hand you the license, but that's pretty rare, and I don't think they do that as much anymore. They do that
if you get if you're scouted or like they hand invite you.
Yeah.
Tempest actually won Courage in October 2006.
Yeah.
All right, we've started here. We have Zeos. Ooh, there's the fans. We have Zeos here on the top right and Tempest on the bottom left. Before I got semi-owned by that intro,
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Right.
Oh, okay, hold on. We're going to have a proxy. We might not have time for small talk now. Okay, it's going to be a very aggressive rush. Either that or a Vespian gas steal. This is what happens when you're on a one-on-one map. It's something all Terrans know that the Protoss can do. It's not unfair. It's just a shift in the way the game goes. It's certainly something that can give Protoss a massive advantage early on if they execute it right. However, if Protoss messes this up, he loses right away.
I feel like I've seen this happen a lot more this map, man.
This map, well, like I said, Destination is a very interesting map. It allows for a lot of different openers. Oh, I'm sorry, I said Destination. I was just testing you. Chupungnyong. It's a really, really good map. For strategies like this.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Right off the bat, Zeos is going to have his defense strong. He's going to have to have perfect micro.
Well, Zeos hasn't been playing lately. He has no record in the Pro League right now.
Oh, crap. He got the probe up. Zeos is in trouble right now. And he's going to do the gas steal. Looks like he's going to do the gas steal. Sometimes Protoss players fake this to try to scare the Terran into taking the Vespian gas. It actually looks like that's what Tempest was doing. Zelos did not bite. Head. Oh, he is going to do it. Now, this could actually be risky. Taking the gas and doing the proxy. This normally forces Terran to get the 2 barracks anyways. We will see, though. Zelos identifies the rush. He sends the workers down there. He's going to go right for the gateway. He's going to try to take the gateway out before the Zealot can spawn. It looks like it's going to work, by the way. I think this rush might fail for Tempest. I think it was probably a mistake for him to do this. If he just took the made a second gateway and then made another pylon in his main, you know, Terran lose a lot of money by taking these SCVs off here. I don't think the Zealot gets out! The Zealot is on the loose. Zelos is going to have to hold this off with his SCVs and the 1 Marine that's going to spawn here. He's going to have to micro better than that, though. Almost a second SCV taken out. Does that wall in the whole way? I'm not actually sure. It looks as though it does. It does wall in. 2 idle probes. Not anymore, though. The worker SCV will be picked off here. However, I question if that rush was terribly effective. Bear in mind, though, that Zelos' economy is really going to be hurting.
I was going to ask you, now that, you know, he's lost several SCVs there, how badly do you think that affected him?
Well, he lost the SCVs. That hurt him a lot, but he also had to take the workers off of mining to kill the gateway, which means technically Tempest's economy should be ahead. Also, bear in mind, he hasn't taken his Vespian gas yet, which really makes it tough for Zelos. So, while initially, while I was thinking about it, I thought, oh, maybe Zelos, is going to be ahead in this one. I actually think he's going to be much more behind. You can see, meanwhile, the Terran hasn't been able to get his Vespian gas up just yet, and at the same time, the Protoss probably has a cybernetics core already warping in. Meanwhile, Protoss has to remake that pylon. Very technical rush here.
All right, so we actually have a college class here from Chupungnyong University. This class is actually a esports class.
Yeah, that's right. There's an esports class in Korea. And,
go figure.
Yeah. How cool is that? And they are all down here to watch these games. You know, when I was in college, I was in this class on cyberspace, and like new advances in technology and how it affects culture. And I gave a lecture on StarCraft, and it was like the ballerest lecture ever. And I got a C. I got a C on a StarCraft lecture at my college.
You do that here, and you translate in Korean?
I was dropping knowledge like crazy.
Oh, jeez.
My professor was a newbie, though. All right, I think...
She's a BGH player.
Yeah, seriously. No, he was worse than that, man. It was... Oh. But anyways, all right. I won't think about that anymore. I got to say, Free has a lot... Excuse me, not Free. Tempest has a lot of options here for the ways that he can play this out now. Zelos' economy is really hurting, though. Really, really hurting. He's really behind right now. He is really, he's just stuck in a way.
Okay, well, his last 10 games versus Protoss, he's 2-8.
Oh, God.
With 2 consecutive losses as of right now. And as we know, Zelos hasn't really been out there playing very much, so maybe he's a little rusty.
The fact that he's doing that poorly in a situation, and he's in a situation like this, I question how he's going to play this out. However, Tempest, not as notable as Zelos, and he also may crack under the pressure. You can see the factory's only just now out. We don't see any turrets up just yet. That usually means that he wasn't too worried about a Dark Templar rush. And I guess he doesn't really have to worry. Oh, excuse me, he did get a scouting SCV in there, and that's exactly why he's not worried about it. Uh-oh. He could try to rush up the ramp. The Zealot goes down. That was the ideal damage battery there. However, he's going to have to micro a little bit farther back than that and try to bait the Dragoons up there and then push them back. Meanwhile, it looks like a bunker's going to be going up. Yes, it is. It would not hurt, to put that barracks underneath the bunker.
Oh, that's smart.
And, oh, no! The Dragoons are going to get up the ramp! The tank is still on the way. I presume siege mode is going to be out in a minute here. He has no Marines to put inside of the bunker. 1 Dragoon goes down. But 2
more come back.
Oh, this is bad. This is absolutely terrible. Look how many more SCVs Zelos is going to lose. I think, Susie, you know, it's Season 2. We know that means a lot of upsets in this tournament.
Yes, it does. I was going to say, this is the upset tournament.
All right, here we go. The SCVs move by, but miss-microed by Zelos. Zelos, a little bit sloppy here, to be honest. He does have one brain in the bunker, but he's not quite using his SCVs right. He's going to lose it. I think that's it. I think he just died. I don't know if Zelos can win by any stretch. Look, he's going to lose these SCVs. There's still a little while before the tank gets out. 2 more Dragoons on the way. Meanwhile, Protoss already has his Nexus up. He's not mining. That's a little sloppy. And take a look at this micro here. He's just picking up the rest of these SCVs. Expect GG any second when the next tank gets killed. And you can tell that Tempest is getting ready for that. He's going to clean up the rest of these SCVs. He's going to move up to the factory.
And there's the GG.
There it is. Good game.
All right, well, maybe that was a warm-up for him. That's what I'm thinking here.
Tempest is feeling pretty good about that. You can see inside there. He's hiding a smile a little bit. Well, now we're going to have to go to round 2 on Destination. That's another one-on-one map, which means it could favor a strategy like what we saw Tempest do previously.
Okay, all right. Well, you know,
I have to say, I really do like that rush that Tempest did back there. Initially, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but the fact that the Zealot popped out in time.
Yeah, that was impressive.
If the Zealot didn't get out, and it barely did get out, Zealot's probably could have actually killed the gateway in time, but he didn't quite micro the SCVs there perfectly. Mm-hmm. They were kind of bumping into each other and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, the fact that he got the Zealot out, and then he took the gas, he was able to take out SCVs, and then the Terran never was able to tech in time. And, you know, from there it was just downhill.
Well, okay, so that was our first game of the evening. Another quote-unquote upset. Though, you know what, I have to say, this time around, because I know that Zelos hasn't been playing all that often, it didn't really strike me as an upset. I know he's like a favorite.
It wasn't like a mind-blowing upset. It wouldn't be like if Jadong lost to Hero, in round 4.
Don't say that. It may happen.
No. Impossible. I don't know. We're going to see, but yeah, it was an upset, but you're right. It wasn't like, I can't believe that happened. But Zelos is still the favorite here.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see if he can play better in round 2, which I think might be starting in a little bit here.
Yep.